Now, let's look at the difference of their sizes and their structures. Their sizes and their uh, structures. So, between bacteria and virus, which one is big? Bacteria is big, or bacteria are the biggest, or they are the largest, in a level whereby you will find that the biggest viruses are only as large as the smallest bacteria. You will see that, okay, bacteria are too bigger than what, than viruses, so that they are the giraffes. They are the giraffes. The other thing that you need to take into account is the structure of the two. Bacteria is more complex as compared to viruses, because bacteria, look at the viruses structure and complexity. It ranges, or it influences a certain types of things, uh, like reproduction, feeding, and all this like independence of a cell. To show you that bacteria are more complex, they are independent of themselves. They are autonomous. Cells of bacteria, they can survive on their own, the bacteria. While the viruses, they need something which is a host cell. And the host cell can be a human, can be a plant cell, or can be an animal cell. They need such for them to do what? To survive. You can see that the structure of a bacteria, the structure of a virus is not independent. Ha e kgone go ikemela hela ka boyone, because it is simple. It's because it lacks other things which will help it to to be independent. So it needs a host cell. So the other difference that you will see between bacteria and virus is in terms of reproduction. We say that the viruses contain a limited genetic material of a DNA or an RNA. So most of the time you see maybe the others, they will have a DNA, others they will have an RNA. So when I say the DNA of viruses is limited, you in other words, uh, how does this affect your reproduction as a difference? Is because the viruses cannot reproduce on their own. The viruses, they have to invade the host cells and make use of the DNA of what, of the host cells, for them to do what, for them to reproduce. Example, let me say a virus is A host cell is B. So A will have to be part of A will have to use a B's DNA, or supplement the B's DNA for them to what, for them to reproduce. Whereas bacteria, what did you say about bacteria? We said that bacteria, they can reproduce for themselves, and they use binary fission. Binary fission is sort of a sequence of production. If we are 4, within 20 minutes we are 8. Within 20 minutes you are at 8 times 8, okay, something like that. So within that 64 times 64, something like that. So this is a way it shows that bacteria is independent. Your nekabuyonela, it can do what? Your nekabuyonela, it can reproduce for themselves. Your the your the bacteria. So, but if you look at a virus, it can't reproduce for themselves. They are going to need the viruses. They need the genetic materials of the host cells. So that's why most of the time, they after they attach, they inject. After they inject, they do what? They assemble. So this is that process. I'm going to learn about how they. You see that a viruses, and because of this, it is difficult to do it, to cure them, because the bacteria, they live to, the viruses, they live to reproduce. And a virus is, the moment it invades you, it becomes part of yourself. And they are so in need of a host cell for them to survive, in a level whereby they can end up infecting or invading bacteria, the viruses. You can see that they are unstable. And because they become part of the host cell, it's difficult to cure them. Because they are not independent. So even in the body, they're not going to be found isolated. They're going to be found inside your own cells. So most of the time we suppress their rate of invasion. We suppress that rate of invasion. We are giving other cells the ability to be able to do that, to be able to say no to virus, or to be able to harden themselves. And that's so tricky. When they take a cells, they're going to come coated like your DNA, because they are the same like you. The reason why the diseases caused by viruses, they change. I hope I hope you guys you naturally thought only COVID, Opricon, I wasn't COVID here, there was another COVID, because I told my cellular it's in another form, because it has my DNA to you to another form. But I think if that occurs for a long period of time, if there are rapid transmissions, likely ke host then I transmit A, B, B, C, D, E. Ga se ya ko person M, M kana ba 13 kana ba. You see that it always changes on a form and it will be. That's why even HIV and AIDS, it can reinfect. You need to know about this. If you are sick of a viral disease and you, let me say you are sick of your let me say herpes, genetic herpes is a viral disease, then it does not mean herpes you it's any okay ke a gago o kgona tsena ka engwe gape o tsona le engwe. I agree, viruses will come with another new they mutate. I don't want to say mutate, because yes, they mutate over a generation, but they come up with another new form always. So for them to live or to reproduce, they have to hijack other cells. So that's so cruel. Imagine. Yeah. So if you see someone having an active viral state, know that that cells have been invaded. Yeah. So you need to pray for such people. So infection, we have infections caused by bacteria, such as TB, urinary tract infections. Others, they affect chickens and all these other animals. You need to know infections maybe which can affect uh, kettles and chickens, so that you are on safe side in biomultiple choice. So in fact, diseases caused by viruses are common called, I hope you know them, chicken pox and AIDS. But majority of them, about hepatitis B, out of hepatitis means the liver. Such diseases, the government is vaccinating us against. So we all have chicken pox in Botswana, whether you like it or not, because a vaccine is an inactive form of a virus. A vaccine is an inactive form of a virus. So if I don't want you to die of chicken pox, I'll give you a chicken pox which is dead, or I can give you a chicken pox which is slightly alive but not dead, but a copy which was defeated, which is powerless, and I inject it inside your body. Why? So that your body can be prepared for the worst chicken pox. Because now when I introduce a fake chicken pox inside your body, that means that your body is able to memorize the antibiotics. Your body is going to make your body's defensive system is so unique that okay, when a body is invaded, it is going to make or prepare itself for such invasion for the next time, and it's going to store it in its memory source, whereby the next time you have such infection, And it assembles. No, the body will just say, "Oh, because I was once introduced by I was once introduced to chicken pox, so now it means I'm making the home the defensives of the chicken pox." So, but what you need to know is that it may be difficult for us to determine whether a bacteria or a virus is causing your symptoms, especially in other cases like diarrhea, meningitis, and also pneumonia. So, but in some diseases, the other diseases whereby you know that hey, Simama is HIV. So that's when HIV leads to AIDS. Yeah, you can see this one is it's a virus. But you see viral diseases. Hey, there's a lot of societal controversy and all that. Because if someone tells you that I'm sick of a viral disease, yay, you're not going to be well. Like the stigma and the trauma that you cause, like the stigma that you cause and the trauma that develop from those people is so hard. Hey, but this is Africa. But you need to understand that this viral disease, most of the time we are exposed to hepatitis B, hepatitis A. You know that okay, we are injected against. We have them, but they're inactive form. With chicken pox, we have them, but they are in inactive form. Hey, imagine if people were injected against the HIV vaccine, so that they are being introduced to an HIV, and the body is able to come and stand before. Hey, so that people will not agree, even if they are good. They will be told that hey, this and this and this, and that's why sometimes the medication for such COVID-19 and HIV and AIDS, it is much limited in using a dead viruses of that form, because no one would agree. Imagine if people say you are injecting you back with the COVID. Yeah, sometimes these people are so intelligent. They may use clones or similar viruses which are similar to COVID, so that because at the end, for you to protect people from viruses, you need to give them virus. Yeah, that's principle. Now you're going to now look into the term. This is a nice term, virology. Virology is the study of viruses. Wow, study of viruses. La hola no, it's about virology, but it is a course. You are going to do it in those who are going to do med lab. We are going to do virology. Um, yeah, it's a module. Those who are going to do pharmacy are going to do virology as a topic. Actually, I didn't do it. Virology and its drugs. I was too lazy to read it. Few questions came out and I got them wrong. So, but I did bacteria most of the time. So because I don't want to specialize in the field of virology, but it is a nice field. It is a nice field. But when it comes to drugs, it's not nice. It is nice only when it comes with the biological side. Uh, Biology, it leads to any module when I'm doing biology, measuring biology called immunology. And majority of the people who are doing immunology are taking it. I don't know why, but I'm not here to scare you. But the majority of the people I know do immunology are taking it. So these people, it means they're failing. Okay. So I'm not saying it's hard. People should not stop. People should stop um, failing. So virology is the study of viruses. Uh, so viruses are these biological entities which we're talking about, which are containing either DNA or RNA, and they require themselves to survive. We say that a viruses will not survive by their own. Why? Because they've limited DNA or RNA. That means if something, let me say, to those viruses which have RNA, it means that RNA is a single strand. they need another strand for them to make a DNA and for them to reproduce. And if a virus is containing an RNA and it enters your body, it means it needs another strand from what from your body. And most of the time, even those who contain DNA, it does not code for a lot of things. DNA code, there's a DNA coding. So we like to actually to use it in 3 codon. Both AUG is the starting DNA. I want you to go and research more about DNA codons, coding of the coding of DNA. Just take at least 10 minutes video. Watch a 10 minutes video to know more about the coding and the codons of I know it's not important now, but especially is it proteins? Yeah, you will see proteins or what? Nucleic acid. Yeah, nucleic acid. Then even such issues buttons so what you need to understand is that viruses, because they are not independent, most of the time they depend most on the host cell. Kind of a virus will depend on the host cell for everything. You know, like you I'm there. It's something so it has raised a debate that are there cells or not? It's a debate which you can go and debate for amongst yourself. Well, are viruses cells or what? And you give us evidence that are they cells or are not cells? Yeah. So are they living or what? Yeah. So, but at the end, we can say viruses exist only to make more viruses. Adam soul. Right here. So let's look at a viral structure, the basic viral structure. Right. You need to be able to draw this basic viral structure. You know that there's a capsid. Hey, what is the function of a capsid? This assignment. I want it before 1 today. What is the function of a capsid and a nucleic acid? Okay, so I want to, the assignment is you're going to draw the viral structure. You're going to draw the viral structure. After you draw the viral structure, we label the part. Don't draw this one. Draw this one is 3-dimensional shape, eh? Yeah, you know you draw a 1-dimensional shape. 1-dimensional shape, I mean say one view. So I hope you understand because you are doing physics. So you are going to draw the viral structure and label the parts. And you are going to the other question number 2 of the assignment is about the 3 codon, the starting codon and the ending codon. You're going to explain that mystery there about codons. AUG and yeah, you're going to make sure that you draw it. And the other one is they're going to types of bacteria and the examples under the types of bacteria. This is the 3rd question. The 4th question is going to be an essay. So the essay is going to be viral replication. First one, viral structure. Second one is to do is to write note about codon. The 3rd one, the types of viruses, examples of the types of viruses. The 4th one is viral replication. It's an essay on viral replication. You show you justify it using diagrams. You justify it using diagrams. So yes. And another thing, before I can even forget, before I can even continue, you guys who didn't home, did you talk to Treasure about the timetable? Because now Billy came to you to say Masalo attend because I are now going to tell him you're cutting the
Treasure sent timetable like past the 12 of my so nere se mmogo so nna se ka kgona go dira timetable ke le nosi.
Do it
I'm
fast so that you
opposite Minister of Academics today.
do it fast so that you can na taba e mpolela hela gore go ntsana go ntsana. So yes, Hati. The other thing that you need to know, Justin, yeah, the last one is viral replication. How do virus replicate? So let us move on to the types of viruses which are there according to my notes. According to my notes. So you have bacteriophage. These notes are not brief on them. I don't know why. They should be brief. But because it is an assignment which I'm giving you, I hope you will go and expand them. Go and expand them. So the assignment you are going to write it in line paper. So come and get line papers from me. I don't want you to write in your books because I know your notes. I can't understand the structure of your notes. Is going to mess up and mess up, and I'm not going to be able to mark. I like to mark neat work. So Mr. Tuto, maybe you come to my room and get these line papers, and they'll get them from you. Others will get them from me. So we have the bacteriophages. So viruses are so cruel, or because of lack of independence, any host cell they want to survive. As long as something is a host cell, it's a bacteria, it's a plant, it's an animal, it's a woman being, they want, it's like anything. As long as that thing has independent cells. How do you know that plant cells are independent? They can make their own food, they have their own DNA, they have their own energy. To a bacteria, to a virus, it's a wow. Oh, viruses are like girls. Say, I'm sorry to say this. You apologize. As long as you have resources, they are in. They are in. So in a way, but they end up infecting what? Bacteria. They end up infecting bacteria, and the viruses which infect bacteria are bacteriophage. Bacteriophage. These are viruses which infect what? These are viruses which infect bacteria. So you have some influenza, HIV is a type whereby you see that you look at their shape. Bacteriophages look at their shape. Others you look at their shapes. So these are the types of. But because of studies, these types of viruses have increased. Yeah, but if you go and bring two new, and after you bring two new, you make sure that you reference the source, so that even I too I can go there and check and say, but this guy have research. But even if you don't find two new according to your sources, because theories of science can they differ and they are also complex, especially when you study microorganisms, because contribute and yes I say. So you need to understand such. Viral replication. So I say that to replicate, to replicate, viruses need a host cell. I've explained that for a long period of time and say the viruses for them to replicate, they need what? They need a host cell. And this can be an animal, human cell, anything, as long as that cell is independent. These girls called viruses, I'm sorry to say that these viruses we are going to what? They are going to see that, okay, conditions are good, so they can survive there. So they are again. So without a host cell, viruses cannot function, are harmless. Why? They can't reproduce. They can't even have the energy because they use anything from host cell. That's why whenever they leave a cell of your body, it's either the cell is blast or the cell cannot even come back to its normal state. The virus would have destroyed the cell, destroy, kill and kill. So although any cell can be theoretically become a host cell, specific viruses will only infect specific cells. But yes, theoretically, we can say they need the host cell to survive. But what type of a host cell? Some viruses affect this kind of cells only and cannot affect the other kind of cell. Why? Is because their structure or the way they attack a cell, other cells, that it's going to be difficult for them to pursue in. Not that they cannot get in, no, they can, but they want to, they have a zeal, but because of their structure, other cells are too hard for you to attack. Looking at the fact or the way the cell will respond to a virus, HIV will only infect the T cells, the T lymphocytes. Lymphocytes, you understand that the lymphocytes, they are types of white blood cells. When anything new comes inside, they want to go and attack. So viruses like the HIV, they like things like that, like cells like that, which are much more energetic, which whereby when they attack, something will try to counterpart it, so they will attack the T cells. That's why the HIV is so cruel that after they defeat the T cells, because it cannot affect other cells, it now develop into what you call AIDS, and bring another viruses to attack other cells which they can't attack. You see, these things are so cruel like girls. Hey, you guys, are you recording? Even like so you understand. So when genetic helps, because it's going to gentle helps, because it's going to affect other cells. When it sees that, hey, I can't invade these other cells, do you know where it's going to make sure that it brings viruses, or it make you, because it make your immune system weak, so that other viruses like flu, without flu. Hey, virus to hate. So replication, continuation, now the steps in which they are going to replicate, and I'm going to, I want you to expand that in forms of a diagrams and in a form of an essay. They're going to attach. So the capsid of a virus binds the receptor of a protein cell. Because what did you say about the cells? Because you said that cells have proteins, both glycoproteins. For now, just say receptor proteins on its surface. So the virus is going to go there and attach. How does it attach? Tricking the host cell into not treating it as a foreign invader. Because the host cell, let me say your cell is going to have the receptors. For it to open, for it to do anything, something have to sense. That's why when you come up with a foreign matter or a foreign thing, and you walk to your receptor cells, it's not going to open for you to get in. So a virus is going to trick it. Yes, it is possible to trick, because a virus, the time it is introduced into a body, is going to look at the weak cells and attack them. After it attacks them, it coats itself with a DNA. That's why I was saying it's difficult to treat what? A virus. The only way to treat it is when we wash away everything in your body. And that's the only it is impossible. Because now virus becomes your cell. When medication release weapons to go and kill it, know that your cells is also killed. Excuse me for that. So it's going to attach the capsid. Genetic material, because most of the times they call it the virus, and it's for them to reproduce. They need a DNA. Yeah. So I hope you are going to show that structure of a RNA incorporate DNA ya motho when you guys are writing this essay, and it's going to be one of interesting one. And you submit it before one. And the other one is to inject. The viruses then inject its genetic material into the host cell. Imagine why? So that they can incorporate. Because guys, we need to tell the DNA for color. RNA it is incomplete. So imagine you come out with an incomplete thing. Obviously, they need your host cells for them to become what? For them to become complete. So yeah. So, you know these things. That's a virus. This one, they don't make sense. I hate them. The reason why I hate them is because I as a health student, I know that they're not cured. Yeah, bacteria are better. Although sometimes bacteria can be so deadly. But hey, bacteria are the antibiotics. Yeah, but highest we use milimo. Milimo yote, this is a secret. Milimo yote ehelanka VIR. VIR. There. Is used to cure what? Viruses. Not to cure, to treat viruses. Yeah, but some of us, we know that curing of a disease starts in the brain. If you believe that I'm cured, I'm good. Even if it's a virus, it has a suppressor because there's what you call a health belief method. A health belief. Just believe it. The other people believe that they can't be infected by the other diseases. They don't even go to the hospital and they're healthy. They're not healthy. They're okay. Because health is a state whereby all aspects of your well-being are what? Are you okay? Also in the absence of diseases. So you after that they're going to assemble. Yes, so the viral genes are expressed, turning the host cell into a viral making factor. These things are so evil. They're like girls, bad girls, which according to our society, we see them acting more the movie in Nigeria. More than most of us at the school, I had a tutor semansola, or no, ata munyala, has not a system you are divorce. Put a property hotel. These are like viruses. They are going to come in coated, like yourself. Like your body or like your genetics of your body. So they're going to get in. After they get in there, do you know what they're going to do? The body say, because this person was coated like us, I don't know what that change. And when something is inside, the body mechanism of defense inside are so lower than the physical barriers of outside. You understand? Now they're going to do what? Because now they're going to attach with what? With the genetic of a cell. They end up expressing and producing more viruses. Produce. After they produce, they're like girls, those ones. They're going to dump us. They're going to dump you. They're going to make sure that the cell blast. Or they leave the cell in a state that it can't come back. There are many in society, you know. I don't want to use the example of Mona AC Kitamutuala for today, but you know. Well, if a woman leaves you, what happens? Yes. So the last step is to repeat. The host cell eventually bursts, releasing the hundreds of newly formed viruses, which then infect other host cells. So after they assemble inside, they reproduce, they do whatever. Didn't see, they just relax. Then they burst the cell or leave a cell in a state that it can't recover. Then, because now, mind you, it's going to be difficult for what? For the other cells of the body to recognize or to differentiate that this is not bacteria, because those things will be a product of a what? Of a cell of the body. So they're going to invade. So continue the cycle, continue the cycle, continue the cycle. So you see these steps: attach, inject, assemble, and repeat. I want them in an essay, fully explained, with diagrams. With what? With diagrams. And it's going to help you because if you know the process of viral replication fully, because they are doing this biology maybe next year, so others that are doing it now, which didn't, so you'll be suppressing them because but maybe they've forgotten because they've craved. So other things don't crave, especially want to do med lab. Yeah, now medicine. Yeah, medicine is a highlight thing, but medicine cannot tata because medicine so pharmacists especially to microbiology or IT. Med level, they're going to know more than you, but so hit and level, also and level. You're not going to be able to rule out. The duty of a doctor is to what? Is to rule out. Rule out. When I say to rule out, I say you have to make a decision. So allow us to give virus king. If we say med lab, me lo yena so na ke tso halele ha. So bagetso, this is a difference between a virus and a living cell. Maybe we can pose such a debate and say, are virus living or not living? And you make a session. I thought I will I want to so I've read this book, this article dated. It states that explaining that structure. If you look at that structure, that like this, like this, like this, like this. So this kind of debate which we want. So I'll try to make more who is recording. Let me close the recording. Yes, I have closed the recording. I'll try to